I'm Dr. Virgil Troy, and this is week 5, day 33 of the Barley Man Gladiator Diet. And yesterday I was talking to a friend about my weight expectations or goals that I had in mind, which was to reach around that 79 kg mark. And this person works in the medical field and turned around to me and said, "But how do you know? How do you know that's what you should weigh?" And for a second there I thought back, how do I know how much I'm going to weigh? Because typically I never come up with anything, be it an opinion or a statement, unless I've actually done some research on it. If I haven't done any research on it, I say I don't know, but if I have done research on it, I'm quite happy to sort of to bang that out. So the 79 kgs I knew was based on some research that I had done. However, I couldn't remember what it was. So what I did was I went away and, in fact, just this morning, because it only happened yesterday, just this morning thought, well, I better actually come back with an answer to that. So I did a bit of research, just a bit of a Google search, and then once I got past all the rubbish that was out there, I found a couple of sites which sort of helped explain how I came up with it, and it pretty much made sense to me. So the first thing that I'm just going to run through with you now is there is no ideal weight. There is no perfect calculator. There is typically a set of ranges that's based on a variety of criteria. So I found an interesting article here on calculator.net of all places. And it says here, how much should I weigh? And it goes into talk about that, that there are several things that can actually impact on weight. And I'm going to read you a couple of these. The first one is age, because in theory, age shouldn't be a large determinant of the ideal body weight, past the ages of 14 and 15 for girls and 16 and 17 for boys. After that, pretty much children stop growing. It's actually expected that human males and females to lose somewhere between 1.5 to 2 inches in height respectively by the age of 70. So age doesn't really play that big a role. Once you've actually matured, then typically you're going to stay the same sort of height, etc. It's important to remember that as people age, lean muscle mass decreases and it is easier to accumulate excess body fat. This is the natural process, though it is possible to lessen the effects of aging by adopting various habits such as monitoring diet, exercise, stress and sleep. So those are very, very important factors that can actually influence your weight based on age. The second one was gender. Generally, females weigh less than males, even though they naturally have a higher percentage of body fat. Height, the taller a person, the more muscle mass and body fat they have, which results in more weight, of course. And a male at a similar height to a female should weigh around 10 to 20% heavier. So you've got those three factors. And then, of course, you've got the body frame size. So body frame size is another factor and can have a significant impact on the measurement of ideal weight, and there are different types of body frames. So this is on calculator.net, and I'll put a link in the description below. Then I found another one here which talks about how much should I weigh for my height and age, and this was from Medical News Story. And it pretty much said, people are asking what's that question, and again, it's to do with ranges. So you typically have, the measurements that you have is measurements that are calculated based on either waist to hip ratios or height to waist ratios, a number of different measures. But when I looked at all of these, it pretty much came back with the same sort of ranges that original document did, which pretty much said that for my age and my gender, and my height, which is 185 centimeters, that's about 6'1", 6'2", I should range, my weight should be anywhere between 74 kilos to about 82.7. So that 79 sort of sits somewhere on that range as well. But when I look at BMI, that was another way of determining what your weight should be. My healthy BMI range, or my weight for my healthy BMI range, is between 63.3, and I think I'd be emaciated if I was that weight, to 85.6 kilos. So I'm now in that healthy BMI range, but around that sort of 79 feels good. And why do I want 79? Well, when I think about it, when I was in my early 20s, where I was probably at my leanest and my fittest, that's pretty much around about the weight that I was in. And obviously over the years, I definitely exceeded that from time to time, getting up to around about 125 kilos. But yeah, 79 kilos is pretty much where I think I should be. And based on these ranges, there's evidence for that as well. So I finally went to one last site, and that is the Ministry of Health for New Zealand, and it has a BMI calculator there, which determines, based on your age, your height, your weight, and your gender, roughly what your BMI should be and what your weight should be based on that. And once again, I'm sitting at the moment in that upper end of the BMI, upper end of the weight, so in a healthy range, but I want to get around about midway, which funnily enough is going to be around 75 to 79 kg. So hopefully that answers the question, and I'll put these resources and tools in the description, and hopefully that can help you calculate what your ideal weight range or BMI should be. I'll report in again tomorrow. Have a nice weekend.